It's July 17th, and in the Etihad Arena, Abu Dhabi, USA is playing the national team of Serbia. A great battle between two of the world's greatest basketball powerhouses. This is an exhibition game, of course, but it matters a lot. It sets the tone for their next matchup that will be in the Group C of the 2024 Olympics. A win in this game will breed self-confidence and energy to win when it matters most. In the group stage too, USA is coming off of a 2-game winning streak against Canada and Australia, and the Serbs just lost to Australia the game before. Nice momentum for the USA, but we will see if they are able to convert it to yet another win. First quarter, USA wins the tip-off and they waste no time torching the Serbian basket. This time, the main perpetrator is the Golden State Warriors sharpshooter Stephen Curry. He starts the game running off 8 straight points. The first 3 is off a set play purposely set up for him to take the shot, as he serves as a decoy first, setting the first stagger screen. But as the guard comes off the screen is flipped, so Steph gets 2 screens instead, and with that much time and space, he rarely will miss. On the next possession, he is on the ball, and there's 2 consecutive on-ball screens for him, and he is left wide open, so he knocks this one down too. And then, he even gets an offensive rebound and uses a one-legged step-back move to get his shot off. The Serbs would counter the US attack though and score a couple of threes too, especially when at the beginning, when the USA defenders would go under the screen on the pick and roll. They also had some other great plays, like this Guteric steal and dunk, and Avramich taking Jrue Holiday one-on-one and finishing at the rim with ease. The MVP was scoreless in the first 4 minutes of the game and then finally scored, putting back his own miss for 2. They also ran a nice cross screen for Patrushev, who was able to score against LeBron on this play. The US, however, did not stop and continued attacking the Serbian basket. LeBron would show off his fadeaway here. And Embiid would shoot over from the low post Jokic and make the shot too. Adebayo showed that he can shoot and made his first 3 after this amazing ball movement by the US. And Anthony Edwards did not start, but his impact was immediately felt once he got in, hitting this nice step-back 3. The Serbs held their own once again, and they were great in transition, in 2 plays which ended up with dunks. One alley-oop from Guteric to Patrushev, and 1 tomahawk by Dobric. And on the last play of the quarter, they scored again after a baseball pass that ended up in Marinkovic's hands to tie the game with 28 apiece for both teams. Second quarter. At the start of the second quarter, they go back and forth again. First, the former Grizzly Guteric hitting a 3 off the glass, and Alexa attacking from near half court and finishing with a layup again. The US would answer that with yet another LeBron ISO, where he uses a behind-the-back move to go around Patrushev and get fouled to go with the layup too. Holiday had a nice play also, lulling his defender to sleep and then cutting back door for a layup. Then they would go again for Steph, calling the baseline out-of-bounds play with a flex screen, which ended up in Steph 3. Jokic would answer with a post-up, and the game is still up for grabs for both teams. But then that would change soon. Curry would stuck his defender on the screen at mid-court and finish with a nice offhand layup, but after scoring he would fall out of bounds, and the Serbians would take the ball out immediately to use their advantage of having 5 players versus 4, and score in the transition with a dunk by Patrushev. This play, of course, pissed off Steph, and this is where the momentum of the game shifted. He took the ball and did not call any play, but ISO'd on his defender and hit a step-back 3 in his face and got fouled on top of that. He made the free throw, and from this point on, it was all downhill for Serbia. It's never a good idea to piss off Steph. Ant would help him with a nice 3 off the pick and roll against drop defense. Bam would hit a tough fadeaway over Plavsic in the mid-range. But on top of killing in the offense, the US, especially Anthony Davis, was a nightmare on the defensive end, blocking 3 shots in 1 minute. Adebayo would also hit another mid-range, and with this dunk by Edwards, the US would go on a 16-2 run. What was a close game until a few minutes ago turned completely to a whole nother different game. Jokic would end that run with 1 fadeaway over AD, but once again, Ant finds Adebayo in the corner for 3, and USA goes up by 14 at the end of the second quarter. USA 59, Serbia 45. Third quarter. In the second half, the US team would start where they left off, with a play out of the Golden State Warriors playbook. A split screen off the low post. This time, it's Steph screening for Jrue Holiday, who knocks down the 3. On the next play, Steph shows an underrated aspect of his game once again, screening for LeBron on this inverted pick and roll, and Braun finishes strong at the rim for 2. The USA top it off, but showing unselfishness once again, which leads to this wide-open 3 by Holiday, and they have a 15-0 run at this point. Serbia would finally score after almost 4 minutes played in the third quarter, and it's on this floater by the former Sixer Patrushev. Like they did in the first half, they would score a few more three-pointers and lay up in transition. As this seemed to be their best chance to score when the defense is not set up properly and they don't have to face either AD, Bam, or Joel in the paint, with Jokic of course being the only one able to score in the paint against these types of defenders. We have to mention also that in this competition, unlike the NBA, there's no defensive 3 seconds, so it is way harder to score inside against big defenders. Nonetheless, the US would continue to build their lead up and continue to dominate in this game. LeBron starts throwing dimes too, Book hits his first 3, and Bam with this 3 is making Spoelstra wonder if he should let him shoot more of those with the Heat. To cap it off, Ant anticipates the handoff and gets a breakaway dunk on the other end. USA leads 83-58. Fourth quarter. The fourth quarter starts and AD is not content with only 4 blocks. But he blocked Mirankovic 2 more times, displaying his dominance on the defensive end and showing why you should think twice when driving towards the basket when he is in there. He recorded 6 blocks in an exhibition game against the Serbians, showing no mercy at all, and neither did Steph, hitting 2 more threes. The last one being set up with one of the most beautiful passes in this game by far, courtesy of Jrue Holiday, and ending the game with 6 made threes. And we would see vintage LeBron one more time. On this pick and roll, Tatum finds Bam in the short roll. He gathers all the defense around him, which frees up the alley-oop to LeBron, who jumps just like in his heyday to stuff the rim. He would show us also his play in isolations, going hard to his left and scoring while being fouled. This is just too much for Serbia to handle at this point. They hit a couple of threes in the fourth. It was Micic, Dobric, and Guduric to be exact, but the game was decided at this point and there was nothing to do to save it. Which can be clearly seen as some of the USA Select Team players got into the game, Langston Galloway and Micah Potter, and they themselves hit 3 apiece, blowing Serbia completely out of the game, with final score 105-79. Despite what was expected to be a close game, the USA won this without any struggles at all. There are injuries on both sides. Kevin Durant did not play for USA, and Bogdan Bogdanovic did not play for Serbia. You have to take this into consideration too, but if Serbia wants to be even remotely close to beating the US in Paris, they'd have to do a much better job in every single facet of the game. Otherwise, the outcome will be just like this one. Alright, that's it for this one. Thanks for watching. Let us know what you thought down below in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the episode if you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next one.